Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: Science Grab Bag, Shakespeare, the 20th Century, Meet the Robinsons, the A's, and Architecture. All right, a liquid under pressure released through a nozzle as a spray or foam. Yes, player 1?
What is aerosol?
Right. Player a recess or nook for something like a bookcase. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is alcove?
Yes. Player 1. To suspend a legal proceeding. Okay, player 1.
What is adjourn?
Yeah. Yes. From the Greek for slope, it's to adjust to a new set of conditions. It's player 1.
What is a tone?
That's not right. Any other takers? Okay, player 3. Right. Player 3, where do we start? Here's Kelly, she'll show you.
In seismic data, the maximum displacement of a seismic wave during one oscillation, here 23 millimeters, is referred to by this term.
Player 1?
What is apex?
That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. The amplitude.
All right.
You again, player 3. In 1947, he shattered baseball's color line.
Who is Jackie Robinson?
Let's hear it, player 1. Yep. Player like 1. A famous mister of song, it was the nickname of tap dancer Bill Robinson.
What is Bojangles?
Player 1? That's correct. You're out of the hole. This Motown legend co-wrote My Girl and Tears of a Clown.
Who is Smokey Robinson?
Let's hear it, player 1. Yeah! That's right. Way to go. Player 1. In 1951, he defeated Jake LaMotta to become middleweight boxing champ.
Who is Sugar Ray Robinson?
It's player 1. Right you are. Player Emmanuel Goldenberg was the real name of the Robinson who used this first name on the stage. It's player 1.
What is Edward?
Good. Player 1. Architecture's Pritzker Prize Medal is based on designs by Louis Sullivan, father of this type of soaring building.
What is a skyscraper?
Okay, player 1. That's right. Way to go. Player 1. The replacement for this New York City complex includes a 1,776-foot-tall tower. Player 1.
What is the World Trade Center?
You got it. Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are in the lead. Okay, here is the clue. Brutalism is a style originated by Le Corbusier that mainly uses big chunks of this material.
What is granite?
No, that's not right. Here's the correct response. Concrete.
Oh.
Player 1. According to one grisly legend, this czar blinded the architects of Moscow's St. Basil's Cathedral. Player 1.
Who is Ivan the Terrible?
Yep. Here's Sarah.
This low wall around the edge of a castle roof was designed to protect soldiers from falling off.
Yes, Player 1.
What's a turret?
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Parapet.
Alright.
Player 1. These cells from human embryos can grow into any type of tissue and may someday cure diabetes and Alzheimer's.
What are stem cells?
It's Player 1. You are correct. You're out of the hole. Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus are called this type of planet after a Roman god. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is jovial?
Good. Player 1. A material called URHGE can be manipulated into being a resistance-free super this. Okay, Player 1.
What is a conductor?
Right you are. We're not faking. Alphabetically, it's last among the elements on the periodic table.
What is zirconium?
It's Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 1. Kelly?
The two main kinds of lens are diverging and this type, that bends rays of light inward so they meet at the focal point.
Yes, Player 1.
What is converging?
Yep. Player 1. This title queen uses an asp, a poor venomous fool, to kill herself.
Who is Cleopatra?
It's Player 1. Good for you. This moneylender asks, hates any man the thing he would not kill? Okay, Player 1.
Who is Shylock?
Good.
Yeah! Woo!
He uses the word assassination for what he plans to do to Duncan.
Who is Macbeth?
Yes, Player 1. Right you are.
Yeah! Woo!
Women in this king's play include Catherine, wife to the king, later divorced, and Anne, maid of honor, later queen. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who is Henry VIII?
Yeah!
That's correct. Characters in this play include the charming Rosalind and the sardonic Jaques. Yes, Player 1.
What is 12
Nope. Sorry. Anyone else? It's Player 2.
Not Roman.
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, Player 3.
Oh, as you like it.
Yep. Where do we begin, Player 3? In the 1920s, this fascist leader of Italy set up a puppet regime in Albania and reconquered Libya. It's Player 1.
Who is the fascist leader of Italy? Who is Benito Mussolini?
Yeah!
Player 1. Elizabeth II succeeded her father, this man, who died unexpectedly at age 56. Player 1.
Who is George the
Correct. On February 8, 1904, Japanese ships attacked this country's fleet at Lushun, Manchuria, beginning a war. It's Player 1.
What is Russia?
Good for you. On February 15, 1965, Canada's new flag, which featured an 11-pointed one of these, flew for the first time.
What's a maple leaf?
Let's hear it, player one. You got it. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. On Valentine's Day, 1989, the Ayatollah Khomeini showed no love for this author's satanic verses, giving him a death sentence. Okay, player one.
Who is Kamal Hosseini?
Anyone else? The correct response is Salman Rushdie. Player two is in third place and will select first in the Double Jeopardy round, as we always do, right after this break. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. The Old Testament. Pop Gals. Adventures in the Air. Science adjectives. Foreign words and phrases. And colleges and universities. Player two, you're in command of the board as we continue. Hitting a speed of about 800 miles per hour, Chuck Yeager broke this barrier in October of 1947.
What is the sound barrier?
Yes, player one? That's correct. Player one? In 1907, Paul Cornu became the first man to fly freely in one of these horizontally rotored aircraft.
What is a helicopter?
Okay, player one? That is correct. August 1983 saw the first night launch of this reusable U.S. orbital vehicle. Player one?
What is a space shuttle?
Yeah!
So, taking 16 hours in 1919, British aviators Alcock and Brown became the first to cross this large body of water non-stop. It's player one.
What is the Atlantic Ocean?
That's correct. Please pick it. In 1909, Louis Blériot became the first person to fly in a plane over this, between Great Britain and France.
What's the English Channel?
Yes, player one? Yep. Player one, back to you. The trustees of the College of California bought 160 acres of land north of Oakland and named the site this in 1866. It's player one.
What is Stanford?
Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Player one. This Tulsa college was founded by and named for an evangelist, later the school's chancellor.
What is Oral Roberts University?
Player one? Yep. You founded as a Methodist college in 1838. It moved to Durham, North Carolina in 1892.
What is Duke University?
Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player one. Jimmy will present this clue.
The modern sport of bungee jumping got off the ground in 1979 when this school's dangerous sports club jumped off a bridge in Bristol, England.
It's player one.
What is Cambridge?
No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player two. Hey, you're right. Great, you're back into it now. Player two, make a selection, please, as we continue. The athletic teams of this Massachusetts college are nicknamed the Lord Jeffs. Yes, player one?
What is MIT?
Nope. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player two. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 3. Player 3, you start us off. While fleeing the destruction of Sodom, Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of this.
What is salt?
Okay, player 1. Right you are. Many people believe Ramses was the pharaoh to whom Moses said, "Let my people go," in this book of the Bible.
What is Exodus?
It's player 1. So David gave this son and successor advice and plans for building the temple in Jerusalem. Player 1.
Who is Solomon?
You got it. When this man's brothers said that he was still alive, his father Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. Let's hear it, player 1.
Who is Esau?
No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Player 3? Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... This heroine, for whom a Bible book is named, was married to King Ahasuerus of Persia. Okay, player 1.
I'm gonna say who is Esther.
Hey, you're right. Player 1, where do we start? The name of this type of poem is from the Japanese for stanza. Player 1?
What is haiku?
Yes. Player 1. Undercover
one.
cop Arnold Schwarzenegger taught it in a 1990 film.
What is kindergarten?
It's player 1. That's correct. So, a medical aphorism, primum non nocere, is translated as, first of all, do know this. Player 1?
What is harm?
You got it. Player
This
1. Arabic salutation, often followed by alaikum, means peace.
What is salam? Salam?
Let's hear it, player 1. That is correct. Player 1. Literally, blow of mercy. This French phrase is used for any decisive stroke. Yes, player 1.
Decisive stroke. What is a coup de grace?
You are correct. Player 1. The first 5 singles off her album, Teenage Dream, reached number 1 on Billboard's Hot 100 list. It's player 1.
Who is Katy Perry?
Please. This Girl Like Me and Disturbia songstress was born in Barbados.
Who is Rihanna?
Okay, player 1. Hey, you're right. It wasn't déjà vu when this member of Destiny's Child sang with Jay-Z on the song Déjà Vu.
Who is Beyonce Knowles?
Player 1. Yep. Fans go ape over this gal, born Stephanie Germanotta, who hit number 1 with Bad Romance.
Who is Lady Gaga?
Player 1.
Or should I say Lady Blah Blah?
Hey, you're right. Answer. The first of the Daily Doubles. And here is your clue. In 2005, she topped the album charts with The Emancipation of Mimi.
Who is Mariah Carey?
You have maintained your lead. Here you go. You get to pick it because they're most active after dark. Opossums are described as this, Latin for of the night.
What is nocturnal?
Yes, player 1. Good. Player 1. Hummus, which floats on water because of little air pockets, is described as this, from the Greek for passage. Player 1?
What is Bjoy?
That's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Porous.
Oh, porous.
You get... Answer? The second daily double. You are in first place. What are you going to wager? Okay, here is the clue. This 10-letter adjective describes a medical condition that was present at birth.
What is congenital?
That puts you even further ahead. Player 1. Here's Kelly from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Hydrogen and oxygen atoms bind tightly together to create water molecules by sharing electrons in this type of bond, from the Latin for strong together.
What is covalent?
Okay, Player 1. Good. Here's the $2,000 clue. Sarcasm aside, this word from the Greek for burning describes a substance that causes corrosion. Yes, Player 1?
What is harsh?
No, that's not right.
I don't care.
Anyone else want to hazard a
We don't
guess on
watch
this?
Jeopardy anyway. And it's a runaway game anyway, so I don't really care too much.
Let's hear it, Player 3.
Caustic?
Yes. Sorry, Player 2. Your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. Here's the Final Jeopardy category. Sports business.
Sports business. Alright.
So, what's your wager? Let's take a look at the last clue. In 1993, this man said, "What Phil and Nike have done is turn me into a dream."
What's my answer?
And your response?
Michael Jordan.
With that correct response, you will gain.
So it looks like I pulled off another win.
And your response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? This makes you our new champion, Player 1, so
We'll
congratulations.
see you all for that next segment, everyone.
We'll see you all next time.